Last year, I did a video entitled The Top 10 Reasons Why the Wii U Will Succeed months before it was released into the marketplace. So I thought, what better way of doing a follow-up than by taking a closer look at Sony's flagship console, the PS4. Now, I just want to reiterate that these are my opinions and should be taken with a grain of salt. That being said, here are the top 15 reasons why the PS4 will succeed. Coming in at number 15 is VITA compatibility. Alright, so this isn't going to win the war for Sony, but it certainly is a nice bonus. The PlayStation Vita hasn't exactly been a sales dynamo since its launch, but if players are able to stream PS4 games directly to it, then it'll certainly see a second life and sell a few more extra units off the shelf. It'll also come in extra handy if you wanted to decamp to the sofa in case your girlfriend, siblings, or parents want to watch something else on TV. Though we don't know a whole lot about this feature, the demonstration of Knack playing on the Vita looked totally seamless, and if we can achieve this level of streaming consistently, then this will certainly be a nifty little feature for those with a crammed household. Coming in at number 14 is the PlayStation 4 doesn't require an always online connection. One of the most persistent rumors of the Xbox 720 has been that it will be permanently connected to the internet, and may prevent players from playing a game on the console if they're not persistently online. You need only to look at the prominent gaming message boards to see posts like RIP Microsoft and pre-ordering a PS4 now, making it clear on how much of a PR bust this is for the next Microsoft console. Sony is surely going to see how they can capitalize on this perception. And I imagine when Sony's next conference rolls around, they will push the notion of how much they want to promote player flexibility. Coming in at number 13 is the PlayStation 4 is easy to develop for. One of the major developer side complaints was that the PS3 was the most difficult 7th generation console to code for, meaning that more developers were far more keen on developing for the Xbox 360 because it had a far more intuitive infrastructure. Again, Sony appears to have listened to criticism as the PS4's design is based off of a PC architecture, making it considerably easier to work with. And interviews with prominent programmers in the gaming world have stated that the PS4 is on par with the Xbox 720 in terms of ease of use, with many of them agreeing that the Wii U is the most difficult platform to program for. Coming in at number 12 is improved motion controls. Rumor has it that the PS4 will include body sensing technology in the same vein as Microsoft's Kinect motion sensor. With Sony's commitment to the 6-axis and the PS Move controllers, it seems more than likely that they will be continuing their foray into motion control. They'll need to be at their peak effort though, because while the Move was an impressive peripheral, the 6-axis was kind of a poor effort. Sony will have to offer an even better selection of games if they wish to compete with Microsoft and Nintendo at motion control. Coming in at number 11 is price. Sony is never going to forget how easily they became a laughingstock when it was announced at E3 2006 that their premium model PS3 was going to start selling at a whopping $599. A shockingly expensive figure considering that the Xbox 360 and the Wii, which were both already on the market and firmly established at the time, far more attractive prospects to most gamers. The PlayStation 3 really struggled to snap up some solid market share for years, only really catching up to Microsoft in the last year or so. Hopefully Sony has learned their lesson this time around. Coming in at number 10 is the Wii U has failed. One of the biggest shocks of the 8th generation of consoles so far has been the complete and abject failure of Nintendo's Wii U. Not only was it poorly marketed, but the library of games remains woefully uninspired, and simply, they just haven't given gamers, casual or not, a reason to buy one. The result has been less than stellar sales for the console. At the start of the year, it was pulling in sales figures in North America as embarrassingly low as 50 to 60,000 units. Now compare this to the PS3 or the Xbox 360, which can easily pull in 5 times that. Though things may pick up once some of the platform's killer apps are released, poor word of mouth has no doubt already killed the console's momentum stone dead, and it seems that, for all intents and purposes, Nintendo's reign as king is pretty much over. Coming in at number 9 is Sony has beaten Microsoft to the punch. Now, if we ignore the Wii U completely as it's not a viable threat right now, the console wars really comes down to Sony and Microsoft at this point. And after being beaten to the punch by Microsoft in the previous generation, with the Xbox 360 being launched a full year ahead of the PlayStation 3, you could tell that Sony isn't going to make that same mistake again. Now, if we assume that Microsoft is going to unveil the Xbox 720 at this year's E3, then Sony has effectively given themselves a 4-month lead time by unveiling the PS4 at the PlayStation meeting last February. And in rustling up excitement and beating Microsoft out of the gate this time, this means that they won't have to struggle to snatch a portion of the market share away from Microsoft as they did last time. Not only will they be able to take the lead on this one, but Sony is going to ensure that the PS4 gets released before the Xbox 720. Though I suspect the release dates between both consoles won't be more than a few months, it certainly is encouraging to see that Sony is learning from their mistakes. Coming in at number 8 is exclusive games. Now, some might be keen to dispute me on this, but it has always seemed clear, at least to me, that Sony delivers the strongest exclusive lineup of games of the big three consoles. Now, while Microsoft has Forza, Left 4 Dead, Fable, Gears of War, and Halo, Sony has The Last of Us, Ratchet & Clank, God of War, Little Big Planet, Gran Turismo, Heavy Rain, Uncharted, and the list goes on. Though they did lose a lot of classic franchise exclusives last generation, it's clear that Sony can be relied on for fantastic new IPs, a trend that will continue going on into the PS4. Coming in at number 7 is the PS4 is going to be a social platform. One of the major issues with the PS3 is that its online aspects couldn't measure up to the Xbox 360's paid Xbox Live service. Sony's PSN stumbled at so many hurdles, failing to deliver even basic features like a party chat system. Sony wanted to make it clear that the PS4 is going to be focused on social gaming more than ever. And though we don't know specifics about a subscription model, what we did see at the conference was certainly impressive. The PS4 controller now comes with a share button that allows players to instantly stream their gameplay to their user hub. So friends and other players can watch, comment, and even more impressively, take over their gameplay if they're stuck on a particular section. We can only assume that this is going to be the norm going forward, and after receiving so much criticism after the PS3's lack of social features, I think the PS4 is poised to take on Microsoft head-on. Coming in at number 6 is more power and a bigger hard drive. In the age of HD media and large-scale downloads, 60 gigs is never enough. Sure, you can always replace your PS3's hard drive if it becomes a real issue, but I expect the PS4 to cater to my needs a bit more than that. It will not be enough to just have a good-sized hard drive, but I suspect that PS4 will have a hard drive of around 1 terabyte, if not more. And considering the continually falling prices of memory, this really isn't too much to ask. Coming in at number 5 is enhanced media support. Now, offering DVD and Blu-ray support in the PS2 and PS3 respectively was a stroke of genius on Sony's part, but they'll have to offer even more media compatibility if they wish to stay competitive. Small improvements like MKV playback alongside more essential upgrades like Dolby True HD and DTS HD master audio support for Blu-ray playback will really put Sony in the lead as far as multimedia experiences are concerned. Coming in at number 4 is better PSN communication features. The PlayStation Network is getting better all the time, with the platform adding various services as it has faithfully served gamers over the past 6 years. Though it still has a few shortcomings when compared to the Xbox Live. This is mainly how players communicate with one another. The ability to send voice messages and have in-game chats with your buddies will be an essential feature with the PS4. It would also be nice if we could have more than 100 friends on our friends list. A small complaint granted, but still a valid one at that. Coming in at number 3 is a quieter and slimmer design. Now, Sony has vastly improved PlayStation 3's rep ever since the launch of its rebranded PlayStation 3 Slim, and to be honest, the original model for the PS3 is still kind of a beast. It doesn't look too bad, but its shape is a little bit awkward and it sounds like a wilder beast choking on a hacksaw. I mean, the thing is loud, and some of these games just bring out the worst in it. I mean, try playing Uncharted 3 on this model. I dare you. Sony will just have to find another way to keep the PS3 cool that won't compromise our eyes and ears in the process. Coming in at number 2 is a better controller. Now, I don't mean to be a hater, but I find the original 6-axis controller to be one of the worst in gaming, and I'm not specifically talking about its design. Its underused motion controls, high price point, and fragile nature makes it one of the worst investments in modern gaming, and while it's vastly improved by the DualShock 3, it still remains a blemish on Sony's otherwise fantastic track record. Let's just hope Sony can get it right this time by including a solid controller straight from the get-go that PS4 users can be proud of. Coming in at number 1 is cloud gaming. With the advent of online gaming and services like OnLive, the pressure is on for which company can deliver cloud gaming to the masses with the greatest efficiency. As far as cloud solutions to game saves and other synchronized information is concerned, Sony has always been a bit ahead of the game, causing speculation that they may well be in the running for offering legitimate cloud gaming opportunities for the PS4 in the near future. Some form of cloud gaming would give the PS4 a significant boost, even if it is only DLC or classic games rather than big blockbuster releases. Now I want to hear what you have to say. Do you agree with my list? Do you disagree with it? Is there a reason that you want the PS4 to succeed that I may have forgotten to put on this list? Feel free to place a comment in the comment section below, and as always, feel free to like this video and subscribe to my channel. That being said, I'm the Millennium Gamer, signing off.